So I gotta be honest, guys, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like this is the most excited I've been about a new NBA season in a long time. Actually, never
Wow.
mind. I know what it is. We're starting the year with
Okay.
Luca. Okay, sorry. Yeah, just biased Laker fan. But now that we're starting the year with Luca, I'm very excited about the season as a Lakers fan. But there's just a lot in this season to be excited about. I think it's going to be a really fun year. So well, that's what our conversation is about. What specifically about this upcoming season are you the most excited about? Also, I got to say this real quick. We will be live streaming from the main channel, Johnny Arnett, the night of NBA opening night. So after the Warriors and Lakers wrap up, you get your late night post game coverage from the three of us here. And so please join us October 21st after the Lakers and Warriors game immediately wraps up. We'll be live. But
Nice.
fellas, what are you most excited about this upcoming season?
All right, so I'm very excited for the possibility of a new dynasty. I
Oh
think
no.
the Oklahoma City Thunder
Wow.
are
Oh, okay.
going to
Not
be
where I was
the
going. Not where I
beginning.
thought you were going. All right.
This is going to be, I guess, the beginning of their dynasty, right? Usually, you need to throw in like, besides the Spurs, you usually have some type of a back-to-back, championship within that dynasty. And I
Yeah.
think, I think that team is like a well-oiled machine. They have their
100%.
contracts locked up. They have a lot of young players and players that they're going to have for the next couple of years. With the second apron, that's obviously makes things harder. But because they have such a young roster, I feel like they definitely could, and they dominated last year. So I'm not expecting them to dominate this year the same way. But if they could win a second championship after what they did last year, it would be the beginning of a dynasty.
Can I piggyback off of that real quick?
Yeah,
Because
of
I
course.
do have some excitement about that too. But when there is someone at the mountaintop and they remain at the mountaintop and they're expected to remain at the mountaintop, people start gunning for them.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's going to happen with OKC. And what I'm really excited about is they won these last NBA playoffs. I'm not going to say they were dirty, but they were scrappy and they
Yeah.
were physical. And now, when they get to the playoffs this season, other teams are going to be ready for that and they're going to try to outdo that. And then that's where the emotions and the intensity of their playoff series really reach another level. So the suspense and the intensity of, I think, all of their playoff series is going to be really, really exciting. So yeah,
Facts.
OKC is going to be fun to watch this year for sure.
Yeah.
Russ, who you got?
Hmm. So I talked about it a lot during the MVP topic, which is just going to be the growth of Victor Wembanyama as a player, and seeing we've gotten to see some of his preseason since we did the MVP talk.
God, that last game, dude, against Indiana, that
That's
was
what I'm
nuts.
saying. He
With the
looks
Shaq
like
dunk.
he looks like he's coming out ready. And so, but I talked about a lot of that stuff in the last episode. So not to be redundant, I'm really interested to see with all the shakeups and the injuries in the Eastern Conference, there's going to be a team that comes out of there that's like emerges as a playoff team that I'm not thinking about right now. That's that, and it could be, and I'm very excited to see who that team could be
Could be the
because
next year.
The East is, it could be, it could be. I personally think the Knicks might be one piece away. Like I saw that they were looking at Giannis, and that would have been
That
insane.
is a piece.
That would be
That would have
fire.
been insane. I saw that. I don't know if they're gonna do it. Yeah, there you go. Spike Lee would be excited.
That's his
Uh,
reaction to landing Giannis.
but that's what I'm saying. But I'm very curious to see who's coming out of the East and whether it's somebody totally like out of the blue. That would be super fun. Like there's going to be one of these teams in the Eastern Conference that smashes their over under projection. Just smashes it. Could be the Pistons. Could be like there's a bunch of random teams in the East that it's very interesting.
They made the playoffs for the first time in a while last year. So
Yep.
see them maybe. Honestly, sorry, John. I just want
Yeah.
to add
No,
to
go for it.
I am curious to see where Giannis lands because I do not think he's going to stay with the Bucks for the next season. Even though they just signed his other brother, like for him to be another bench warmer, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think that he's going to probably get traded at some point.
Okay, so can we pivot real quick? Where do you think he's going?
Or where would you want him to go? I mean, that could be a question too.
You're right.
Honestly,
you're right.
New
Better
York
way to put
sounds
it.
amazing. Like I feel like because you can probably get away with that. Like if you trade for Cat and then
Yeah.
probably some other pieces and maybe some draft picks, I'm sure.
Yep.
You probably could get away with it with the contracts.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine Cat's contract is pretty large too. I don't know the numbers in particular, but it's probably pretty damn close.
If they
Yeah.
didn't trade for Mikal Bridges with all those picks, they would have everything they
that's
need
true.
to make this happen.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because when the Mikal Bridges trade happened, I thought that was like a killer piece for them because of his connection
Same.
with the other guys on the team and from college.
And he was amazing
And-
the year before too.
And
Mikal.
he played really well in Brooklyn, really well. I think he was near a 50, 40, 90 guy.
Yeah.
And I thought he was, but knowing what I know now, horrible.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about several things. So first, I got to start in
Yeah.
La La Land. Obviously, excited to have Luca. Excited to have assurance that he signed the extension, and so to have him for a while makes me very, very happy. But I'm also excited for the drama. Like seriously, the drama. Ever since the Shaq and Kobe days, I've been growing to appreciate the drama in the NBA more and more. And I think LeBron is inviting a lot of drama with some of the things we've heard. So he has his injury, and I thought, what like a pinched sciatic nerve and that sort of thing. I was like, my wife has a history of dancing and stuff. She has injuries like that. I was like, hey babe, it'd be hard for LeBron to play with something like that. She's like, no. It's like, I live my life. She's like, I clean the home and I'm moving around constantly with it. Like, he's really not going to play. I'm like, out for like 6 weeks. And she's like, seriously? I thought she was questioning him as a man actually after that. So that was
Wow.
hilarious.
And
Fascinating.
To add to that though, Johnny, it's been going on for the last 2 to 3 months. So
Sure.
it's not. That's the part that's like that. Honestly, that's what kind of pissed me off with the whole commercial thing, because it's like if you've been going through this for 2 to 3 months, you knew that you were about to like say that you can't play for the first couple weeks,
Sure.
and then you drop this stupid commercial with Hennessy, like whatever. But keep on. My bad.
I think-
Well, it was
digress.
funny because I was ready to defend him based on the fact that I was going to be like, somebody in my family deals with this, and she says it's really debilitating, and she went in the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting that he's going to be out for a while. But then I don't know whether or not Dave McMenamin's story is true. But he basically said that LeBron is closely observing the Lakers because he's thinking about his future. I don't understand what leverage LeBron even has. It feels like he's clinging on to leverage that he doesn't have. He just opted into a $52 million deal with the Lakers in his final season. So, like, it's got to be the Lakers have got to be willing to trade him too. And why would they trade him? There's a lot of things going on there. But what's funny is, there's been a lot of theories that the Lakers might actually, I'm not saying they are or aren't, but a lot of people in the sphere of YouTube have been saying the Lakers are actually better without LeBron, doing like related to plus minus and all those sort of stats and everything.
Sure they are.
What happens? What happens if the Lakers are doing really, really well without LeBron, and then he's like, okay, cool, I've been appeased. And he comes back and plays with the Lakers, and then they start doing worse. Now we've got a different kind of drama. It's like an Uno reverse card.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to see how this whole thing plays out. I would be scared if we didn't have Luka locked up for a while. I'd be like, I don't want any drama because I want him to stay. But now that I know he's staying, I'm like, bring it on. I'll take on some drama.
To add to that, I do think that it's beneficial for the Lakers to probably trade LeBron though. Like, I
I've
know
been
it
saying
sounds
that
crazy.
for a while. No,
Yeah,
I've been
it's
saying
like,
that for he's 40,
you probably could get a ton of picks. You probably you might be able to get a good player out of it, but if you could get a bunch of picks and then kind of set it up for the future, the one thing is like obviously it signs us up to not win most likely not win a championship or be able to win a championship this year, which I don't know how Luka's gonna feel about that, but I do think like it might if you could get proper pieces and get some picks off of LeBron, it might be worth it, especially if it's his last season. Like, but that's when like the revenue piece, like are they going to look at it like, I don't want to lose out on the revenue with LeBron's last season? So it
Right,
kind of
right.
both ways.
I don't think it's LeBron's last season. I think he's got like 2 years left. I don't think he's going to announce his retirement. But because if he would have, I feel like he would have done it before the season started and get the farewell
Yep.
tour. But again, the other part of that that's exciting is, what if the team doesn't do well and now LeBron is trying to leverage his way somewhere else in the middle of the season, like drama. And so anyway, I'm excited just to see how that all unfolds. But some other things I'm excited about, Houston Rockets and Kevin Durant. Because this is a very, very unique situation for KD. Usually he's joining, at least since Golden State, a situation with a couple other stars, and they're just trying to do it as like a three-headed monster super team. And now he's going to an established team that was already winning, and he's got to fit in, be that missing link, be clutch down the we're going to find out if Kevin Durant is who we've always said he was, or if he's finally in the right situation to succeed. And so I'm excited to see that. And plus, it's just great to still have KD performing at a high level, because I just forget sometimes he tore his Achilles like a while ago. Like, he isn't supposed to be still this good at this point of his career.
Which side do you lean, though?
Do I lean?
Bus rider or bus driver? Which side do you lean?
KD's a bus rider for sure.
Okay.
I think he's a bus rider. I don't see.
He said it. He pretty much has said it already. Like, he wants to be the bus rider.
Yeah. He's not. I don't see leadership from him. I think he's a guy who just wants to show up, play ball, and he said as much. And and it worked for Golden State. But there's a lot of situations where, you got to lead your team, you got to take accountability, you got to do those things that don't show up on the stat sheet. And I don't feel like that's happened. So that's what I think. But let's see if he proves me wrong. Yeah. And one last thing I am excited about is this whole Dallas Mavericks situation, because I hope AD is healthy and Cooper Flag looks really, really good.
At point guard,
so
too.
I've heard he's really, really good. I've spoken to a bunch of people at work.
Playing point guard. He's huge.
He's looking nice. So can he make Dallas excited about basketball again? Can they by any chance make the fans feel like maybe this was actually worth it? Maybe we actually do see the plan a little bit here. They got to have a lot of success to make that happen. But I'm really looking forward to how that unfolds, because I understand they had their hearts broken. But, truth be told, now that they got Cooper Flag and he's supposed to be as good as he is, we know how good AD can be when he's healthy. And eventually when Kyrie comes back, dude, that's a really good team. And then you look at the depth and the role players they have, that still has all the pieces to be a contender. It does.
To me, if this starting five in Dallas, which I think the average height of the starting five is like 6'9" at least, or taller, there's no universe I throw Kyrie Irving into the starting lineup. He's got to be the most electrifying sixth man of all time. I would not. Defensively, if you have that kind of length and and they're doing well, I'm saying in the universe where they're already doing well, and this guy's coming back from a torn ACL, like, why wouldn't you just have Kyrie be the greatest spark plug who's ever lived?
Because he's not going to sign up for that. Like, especially.
Well, I think that's a bit of an assumption. Like, this guy has really enjoyed his time in Dallas. He has not complained even through the Lucas.
He's matured a lot.
Yeah, he's matured a lot. Like, I actually don't agree. I think he would sign up for that, especially if the team was winning. I
don't think he'll be back this season, though.
You don't think so?
Not unless it's towards the end. But if I was him, I would.
That's what
wait.
I'm saying.
I would wait
my whole point.
Whole year.
That's my whole point. He would be coming in towards the end of the year where they've already established something.
Sure.
Like, imagine if you had that though as your six-man weapon. Like, this is the part of the problem. Like, I think narratives get in our head too much. But if we're looking at it from a strict basketball perspective, that's a fire move. Like, that's a fire move. Period.
It's just his willingness to do it. That's the thing that
I don't see that being an issue coming off an injury.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah. Another thing that I'm excited about, it's kind of like an old excitement, but I am curious to see a full year with Jimmy and Steph on the same team. I know, like, I'm a semi Jimmy fan at this point, but I do feel like playoff wise, like, we'll see that impact as long as they could stay healthy.
I feel like Steph, of like really the last guys of the previous era that are still around, competing, still having an impact are LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like of all those guys, if I had to bet money that one guy still got a chance to win and still going to have a good playoff run, I would have it be Steph. Just because I feel like Steph is the most, at this stage of his career, is still the most unique, still has the most systematic effect on an offense. And
He's
so,
also the
and
best
and
out of the three.
I won't,
Wow.
I won't touch that one. But
Right now, Steph's definitely the best player out of those three.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if that's definitely. I don't know if
Top
that's
five,
a definite.
top five, top five. I argue Steph Curry is a top 5 player in the league right now.
I just don't
Yeah.
get why a lot of people are
That's a
writing him
different
off
argument for a
because
different day.
Jimmy and Steph have not been losing while they were both healthy on the court together yet. So until I see it, I'm not going to count them out.